So next one, we got Gary Tonin versus Kid Dale.
It's gonna be a great one.
Kit. Yeah.
Kit.
Exactly.
I'm going for Gary Tonin. I think he's a little more thinking outside the box. He'll hit you with whatever from wherever. You know, I think Kid Dale's more, I want to say, one-dimensional as far as jiu-jitsu goes. You know, he's good on top.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where he's strong at. And as long as Gary Tonin,
he's just strong.
Yeah. Well, he's just strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as long as Gary Tonin understands that, I think he could use that to his advantage. But I think he got Gary Tonin.
He's got youth.
He's got youth.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid Dale is no sluggish. He got his black belt in 5 years.
Yeah.
And he's been winning everything in Asia and Australia. He got some good matches on the World Championship and Copa Podium. But I mean, he lost in the semifinals on most of them. He didn't win, but he was right there, really close. I mean, Tonin, after that fight with Kron, man, lots of respect for the kid. It's like, the beast, fucking
incredible,
friend, crazy match. So I'm excited for that one for sure.
And he goes for the kill. He does. He goes for the freaking.
Yeah.
You know.
And really pushes. I think this is probably. This is either going to be the closest or the furthest match.
That one, I think, that match I think is gonna go all the way.
Yeah.
Like
20 minutes. I think it either go for 3 minutes or the whole time. No in between. I can't see. I can see it being a huge battle, but I predict Tonin's gonna come out on top on this one.
Sparta!
I love the Aussies, but I think
this is Australia.
Yeah,
Kid Dale's gonna come in like,
what is your profession?
This is Australia.
I'm gonna go for Tonin on this one.
So we got before Brazil versus Brazil. This one was Australia, US. Next we got Cornelius and Magalhães.
Carlos, what do you got?
What do you got? Tonin and Kid Dale.
It's gonna be an interesting match. I like that wrestler jiu-jitsu mix, so I'm just gonna go for Tonin. I don't think Kid Dale is as accomplished and has faced the level of competition that Gary Tonin has. So
You think that because he's Australian though?
Yeah, he's on the other side of the world. I mean, he's not exposed to the richness of the talent that we have in the United States.
Maybe. No, I completely agree with that.
I'm sure he's strong.
Because I think even he himself said but even he himself said something like I think I was watching one of his videos on YouTube, and he said that I think one of his students or something was like they were practicing whatever the Mendes brothers, the betting bottles and stuff like that, but he said it that you're not gonna be able to do betting bottles against Mendes brothers who are already doing the betting bottles, because when things get to Australia, they're already old.
They're already old.
You know, so you're not gonna be able to do that game once you get there, because everybody's been doing that. Everybody's already probably better at it than you are, you know. And
well, we faced some competition that's on this card itself, and could be argued that he lost only based on favoritism, and that'd be Keenan, and he's definitely a hardy competition.
I agree with that. I 1,000%. It just seems like Mr. Tonin has been exposed to a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you on the outcome.
It's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I agree with you on the outcome. I just think that Kid Dale has faced not as often.
Let's just get in our time machine right now and go to August 9. Okay, we'll be back. We're going to get in the time machine and watch the matches, and we come back to it.
Alright, next, Keenan Cornelius versus Vinny.
Yes,
what
that's
do you think?
one of my favorite matches.
This is going to be a great Metamoris, man. Every match is solid.
Anyways, we were in Keenan Cornelius versus Vinny Magalhães, and you're telling me your opinion.
Carlos still hasn't decided, bro.
Well,
just move on.
I'm gonna go for Keenan. Keenan. That's it. You want to know why? It's fine if you don't. It's cool as well.
You guys got any Keenan or Vinny? Or you?
I'm going for Vinny. I just think he's got a little bit more experience on Keenan, I know Keenan is the new new kid
He's
of
the
the
it
block,
boy.
but I think Vinny's still. I think Vinny's
I'm
still.
gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you. That's all. That's all I offer on this.
Oh,
subject.
Vinny
I just
does
agree.
got more experience. He's older. He got a world championship in no-gi in 2007, and he also won a ADC title in 2011. Among other things, he's accomplished. Former UFC fighter. He won a title also in MMA in Russia, and won. He was the M1 light heavyweight champion. But you got Keenan. He was Grand Slam champion multiple times. He won the Grand Slam in all the jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Yeah, but that's
several
never,
years.
Never
Even though it wasn't black belt, even though it wasn't a black belt, it's something that no one has accomplished as much as he did. And now he's doing black belt. The past tournament, he's smashing black belts.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he competed black. He was beating black belts that were like old school.
This
and
is
they're like,
this is a grappling tournament, right? And Vinny Magalhaes has spent the last couple of years
focus on
the
MMA.
UFC. So that there's, in my opinion, that there's a factor that needs to be taken into consideration as to how much MMA training versus how much grappling training.
Yeah.
It does come up to some. You can tell by the previous match. It was Keenan versus what was the guy that jumped in the place of Vinny?
Oh, I know you're talking about the guy from the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
The guy
Oh,
that
bad with this.
Vinny
I know
couldn't
what you're talking
compete.
about, too.
This guy jumped in. He was in the Ultimate Fighter. He's a UFC fighter, a pro fighter in the UFC, and he's like old school jiu-jitsu. They're like he's a
Friends with the
he's a
Gracie.
Rickson Gracie black belt. He's a Rickson Gracie. How many guys can say they're Rickson Gracie black belts? He's a Rickson Gracie black belt, and I felt like he got schooled by Keenan.
Kron Gracie.
He was schooled by Keenan in the no-gi game because what? I think because he was focused on MMA. So Vinny's bigger. Vinny got more experience. He got all that, but
I love
you know
Vinny's
he's
game.
focused on MMA. So I think it would be interesting. I'm going for Keenan on that one.
Vinny, like he trained for a little while at 10th Planet, and he was pulling the
He
truck
uses
on
a lot
people, man.
of the 10 planet game.
And that little calf crank from Turtle,
Ooh.
very interesting. And,
You know how
and,
Vinny
and this
could
was
win?
a few years ago. He was
Vinny-
going through people in Grappler's Quest, and he was attributing it.
That's how Vinny could win. He just goes and just jump for a leg lock or something like just crazy. Like
Yeah,
he would win.
Yeah, he would like take the back and then get that sambo-ish style, you know, what do wrestlers call it when you get that leg, that leg twist in there,
What, grapevine?
grapevine, and turn that into a calf crank, and he was killing people with it, fast. So I like that type of diversity of jits.
All right,
What
next.
we got next? Barnett
Barnett
versus
versus
Listener.
I think
Lister.
I think 89% of the world is going with Lister, and Josh Barnett is a UFC classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, submission wrestling type from the school of Billy Robinson. Really cool. But the boogeyman is the boogeyman.
Yeah.
I
Boogeyman never taps.
suppose this year hasn't tapped in how many
90s.
years? In the 90s? Or early
97.
2000s or something?
I think it's 97.
But I wouldn't put it like Barnett. Barnett's got some sneaky.
Lister is the Rene Baron of Jiu-Jitsu. He's a monster. Boogeyman. Never know. Rene Baron got also in that cover.
You see, Dean Lister,
you're right,
obviously, Salo Ribeiro, that arm lock he got out of, that
Seriously.
arm bar he got out of,
It was there.
it was there. It was
And he got out. It was like
he and in the Metamoris marketing interviews, he was talking about his
therapist.
therapist being in the crowd and like shedding tears.
Just
She
crying.
was shedding tears. She's watching that because that arm's all banged up. The
Yeah.
joints are all messed up on there. So he must
Crazy.
be drinking a lot of bone broth, getting those
He
glucose,
was like-
glycans.
He was like, he was saying that he trains like endurance or this type of thing. He probably like tell like 10 guys like, give me an arm bar. No, drink it. He's like, just holds there.
I believe it. I believe it.
Sure.
I've been doing that something like that with my feet, my ankles, now that I'm a
Yeah?
brown belt. Yeah, I've been just
But
literally
yourself,
by myself. I will get there
just like,
and I start stretching.
just
Yeah.
That's part
I'm
of my
not
rehab
eating
for my
feet,
ankle.
but
That's part of my rehab for my ankle.
but I do those stretches. I think,
Yeah,
and
all
the
day I have to
reason
do
I got
this.
that is because of the
leg
So I-
locks.
I love these like sports documentaries. I end up seeing one of these ballet documentaries, and they literally sit eating food
on there
while doing butterfly.
Yeah.
You know, doing the butterfly, whatever sit, whatever.
Right.
And they just push their ankles down and they're eating food. At
So
the
now
same
that's
time.
what we do. We go to the bar and we stretch.
So now I
we
do the
leg
same
lock
thing.
ourselves while we're in the bar.
You do the ankle, the heel hooks.
Yeah.
I saw Danny Glover heel hook himself, and literally I saw his foot turn like this, 90 degrees almost.
Wow.
You know, I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous.
But is he? But is that?
Sorry,
Jeff Glover. Yeah, but is that not? For that, that seems
Dude,
like
Danny Glover could be
You know what?
I'm sorry.
You know what's an interesting fact, right? That in Lethal Weapon 1, the fight scene towards the end, the world, this
Danny
was
Glover,
like 1991, right? Danny Glover brought me back there. Right? Mel Gibson against like the evil South African or German guy. Triangle, dude. And that fight, that whole fight sequence was choreographed by Horion Grayson. Circa 1991. Actually, Lethal Weapon 1 was like 89.
It might have,
dude. And that's, I think that's where he got the idea for the UFC.
And I can do
he
that.
was like doing that, moving. It's like
I can do the shoulder dislocation if I want to.
So Barnett Lister, who you got?
Oh, Lister.
Who you got?
Lister.
Who you got?
Lister.
Okay, Lister got everybody's going for Lister. Sorry, Barnett. I think the fight against Cormier
is also gonna be
100%.
It's gonna be last fight right here, number 1 fight. Sonnen versus
that was a battle.
That's gonna be 100%. You know, decision.
Yeah, it was. But I thought he was gonna win.
So Sonnen Gavao.
Sonnen Gavao.
Are we ready?
I love Sonnen. But I think save money. The money is on Gavao.
That's how we're gonna close it.
Sonnen Gavao.
Gavao.
Sonnen Gavao.
I mean, Sonnen is a great competitor, but
I think Sonnen's gonna be singing the blues.
You think he's gonna win? How is gonna be his blues?
Go Anderson.
You need me, jiu-jitsu word. You need me so you can point at me and tell this is the bad guy. This is the bad guy for Oregon. He's here to kill Galvão. That's me, Chael Sonnen, the bad guy. So guys, for Sonnen Galvão, who we got the majority then? We're going everybody. For Galvão, majority Galvão. Who else? Barnett, Lister, majority. Lister. Cornelius and Magalhães. Magalhães, majority. Tony and Kidel. Tony. Ribeiro and Medeiros. We're going majority for Ribeiro. Secret match? Who knows? Only God knows. But you know what we know? That this is it, guys. Thank you for watching more of this episode of the BJJ Experience. We will see you guys soon. Next time.